Hi, my name is Madeline Miller, and I'm the author of the Song of Achilles. The Song of Achilles is a retelling of the myths of the hero Achilles as told by Patroclus, his beloved companion. It starts when the two are boys. Patroclus finds his way to Achilles' kingdom because he's exiled from his own kingdom for accidentally killing a boy. The two become friends, they grow up together, and then as the Trojan War begins, they go to the Trojan War, and the story goes through the end of their adventures in the Trojan War. I've loved the myths since I was a little girl, and my mother would read them to me at bedtime, particularly the Iliad, which was always one of my favorites, and I loved the story of Achilles. And so when I went on to high school and college, I continued to study the myths, and I took Latin and Greek, and I kept coming back to the Iliad. I absolutely loved it. I was so moved by Achilles' story. Kind of the double tragedy of his youth and the fact that he has his death hanging over him, and then how he loses really the only person in the world who means something to him, which is Patroclus. At the end of the Iliad, Patroclus dies, and Achilles goes completely mad with grief and rage. So I was very moved by that story, and then, but I would never have thought of writing it myself. I just wanted to study it mostly. And then at my senior year of college, a friend asked me if I would direct a production of Troilus and Cressida with them, which is Shakespeare's Trojan War play. And I said, yes, of course, because I love the Iliad, even though I didn't really know anything about Shakespeare or about directing. And that was just so much fun that it sparked something in me, and it made me start thinking about how maybe I could tell the story myself. And I had always loved to write as well. That was kind of part of loving books and loving the classics. And I sat down sometime that summer after I graduated from college, and Patroclus' voice is what came out on the screen. And it was always Patroclus from the beginning. I love him as a character. I think he's a very unique character in the Iliad, and kind of almost in the pantheon of Homeric heroes, of ancient Greek heroes in general. He's this exile. He was born a prince, but he's an exile because he had accidentally killed a boy as a child. And he is described in the Iliad as being always gentle. And that really spoke to me. That really moved me about him. And that was a key component as I was creating his character and thinking about him. Certainly, I hope that readers might be inspired to check out the Greek myths, to go back to the Iliad. I would feel like I had served Homer if a person decided that they wanted to go look at the Iliad after they read the book. I would also love to know that people appreciate the love story between Achilles and Patroclus, and liked those characters. As I was writing it, part of what I was really interested in was that even though it's set in this epic world and Achilles has this grand destiny, Patroclus himself is not an epic person. He's really an ordinary person. And how ordinary people, even though they feel like they have no power in this larger grand world, that they can still make really important choices to try and make the world a better place. And so that's also something I was thinking a lot about.